we go. Another day. Okay, so let me open this son bitch up and then talk about stupid stuff. Someone hopefully will save me from myself. Is this the one? I think that's the one. Pretty sweet. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this thing. Okay. Heavy Con 2 or 3. I think it was Heavy Con 2, maybe Heavy Con 3 with the Splotter dudes. One of the Splotter dudes had his wife there. The other one's the one that got had a car accident and got hurt. Anyway, so I was there with the one that brought. Okay, so one of the Splotter dudes brought his significant other. I think it was his wife. It could have been his partner, but wife or significant other. Anyway, so at that time, this would be in 2017. I was working on a project at the time. That one was what I grew to call T-shirt Empire. It was a interesting take on area control. I think it's still interesting. I still want to go back and fuck with it and maybe change the theme up or whatever. I think it's a good game. I think it needs some things, but it's interesting. And anyway, so I'm every year, every Heavy Con I brought a game, at least one. First Heavy Con I brought the game that I'd been working on before my divorce and all that shit. That was Conflict of Plants, which was heavily influenced by Dominant Species, but it really played differently. And several people liked it, okay? And then some people there at the con basically didn't want to play it because they said, I don't play prototypes. They were basically saying, unless it's decent, I'm not going to fuck with it. So some guys played it and they actually liked it and felt that it needed to be published. They felt that it was really good. Okay. Edward was one of them. Paul Chad was one of them. Tony, I think, was one of them. Just guys that were there at the very first Heavy Con. The memories. All right, so I think it was Heavy Con 2 or Heavy Con 3. I think it was Heavy Con 2. So I bring T-shirt Empire, game that I was designing that year. I brought the game, showed it to several people, several different play tests, and everybody loves Splotter games. At that time, my games were definitely not as good as that material. So I showed off T-shirt Empire. I showed it to one of the Splotter dude's wife that was there at HeavyCon, and she has play tested every Splotter game that's ever been. So she's been there since the beginning, and they were showing off Food Chain Magnate. She played my game, and she had some very harsh criticism. I don't blame her looking back, and I wasn't offended at the time. I use it as fuel to grow. So anyway, she said that the game, she didn't understand the point. Like, it was too easy. And I remember I don't remember which Splotter dude it is. I need to actually figure this out. One of the Splotter dude's famous quote is, if you can't lose the game in the first 2 turns or the first turn, then it's not a game worth playing. And I think that, it was paraphrased and it was definitely out of context, but it was an interesting thing to say. So in my game, it was not a worker place. It was a area control with action drafting. And in this thing, I think the big problem was I rewarded you for everything. I gave you points. So if you go to the next game, the cost, one of the ways I alleviated that is by making points the score. Money the score. So now you're spending points to do stuff. you don't feel like you're just getting points for anything. You're getting points for doing things, and you're spending some of those points, and it's this economical issue. Okay, so I've tended to do well with that because it brushes over what do you reward people with for doing what. It's an important question. Um, when you just make victory points money, it's simple. Um, you make them spend their victory points to do things, and they make victory points, and you're rewarding them. Just, I mean, you can take real life analogies and just make them work. Okay, so problem with the tequila game: we are not getting paid. We're not. We're not showing a an income, and if we were, I don't know if we could do that as a victory points for what we're trying to do or what I'm trying to do. So I am rewarding people again too generously, probably. I'm probably giving you victory points and not making you work for them and making it pretty easy, because pretty much by doing an action, you get a victory point. By completing something, you get a victory point, and I'm making that an incentive. So I need to think about that. I need to think about what the incentive is and what the incentive should be. Right now, for completing tasks, I'm giving you victory points, and it makes sense in my head. But you are supposed to do tasks. So I'm essentially saying I'm rewarding you for doing what you're supposed to do in the game. That's like, it's like it's that Chris Rock joke that's like yeah, I don't hit my kids, or I don't hit my wife, something like that. It's some fucking vulgar like that, and he's like, "Oh, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to get rewarded for things you're not supposed to do." So, using that joke as a reference, we can say, you're not supposed to get victory if I'm making you do something, or if I want you to do something. Maybe the incentive shouldn't be victory points, because I'm rewarding you a little bit up front for it, a little bit. So let's think about it. That's one thing to think about. That's 7 minutes of bullshit so far. Because what I'm saying right now is you do one of these cards, and you get a victory point for putting a check mark on it. Maybe you don't get a victory point. Maybe you only get the thing. Okay, so if that's the case, here I've got victory points once you do a shit ton of cubes. So that maybe is too many victory points. Over here, victory points for doing jobs in the least amount of time, or less time. If you start doing it in less time, you can make more money by combining what you're supposed to do with taking advantage of the skill that you're doing. So, like, in other words, if I was doing this three-pointer, and I can fit two smaller little things on it, so that means I could fit two of these. So I could fit two of these, getting these other things. So in a 2 job space little deal, I've got this extra crap that I'm doing fast, and I'm getting 6 points for it. So maybe we'll make victory points only that, and that might make this thing more significant, and that that the game, there's part of the game that you haven't even fucking unlocked yet if you play the first 2 rounds. That might be interesting. I've got a drink. Okay. Merry Christmas. Need some water after that. All right. So what are we doing today? There's a lot of things I need to do, such as I need to replace these 55 cards. that would make life so much easier. Um, One of the reasons I haven't fucked with the cards is because I know that um, I need to play with the game quite a bit more, and I might have to change it even more. So let's play with the game as we got it, and we're just not going to get victory points for doing these tasks. But okay, so here's the deal. One of the reasons why we have victory points on the tasks is because if they sabotage your tasks, it takes away victory points. So we can make it a happy face thing. Um, yeah, for failing, let's say if you fail a card, you get two sad faces, or if you fail a card, you get three sad faces, and then everybody else on that card, every check mark gets a sad face at least. So let's say two sad faces. As soon as the card gets failed, it gets removed. Okay. As far as victory points go, so let's say these things are harder to do. So maybe these cards should reflect it. So if it's got this second thing, maybe it'll get a second bonus, and if it's got this third one, it'll get a third bonus. I don't know. It's pretty hardcore. It makes you plan, but so let's say if it's this one, right here. Okay, so if you're trying to do that one, and you have let's say you make it, you would get two more bonuses. That makes this second one pretty cool. So let's say there's three, right? If you do the first one, you get choice. Or if you do the first one, okay, if you do the first one, you get the first reward. If you do the second one, you get choice of the reward. On the third one, you get choice of the reward. You get you get to pick two. Or let's do the first one, you pick a reward. If you do the second one, you pick a reward and you get the one in this slot. Or you get the one in this slot and you pick another reward. On the third one, you pick two rewards. No. Okay, the first one you get the first one, second one you pick the best, third one you pick the two best. That's better. And this will look like this. Okay, so let's say they fail this one. They get one of these other rewards to fail it. On this one, oh, that's fucking shitty. Okay, so what if this is the case? You put that, let's say it's okay, so if it's a 1, you put 1 here. If it's a 2, you put 2. And if it's a 3 check, you put 3. Okay, on a 2, The slots that have a check mark are the ones that give you bonuses. If it's the second one and you do the check mark, oh fuck. Okay, so how does these two rules work in conjunction? Okay, so the first rule is, let's say there's 3 choices, right? In these 3 choices, if you did this one, you would get this thing and you would fail it. If you did this one, the second one, you would pick the best one and fail it. If you pick the third one, you pick the 2 best ones and fail it if it was a fail. So here, you would go here and you'd get the best one. So if you went here, you would get, I think it would work. Excuse me. So the way it works is you'll always have 3 goods there. If they fail it, they still get the reward for the spot. And it's the only one like that. So we'll have to change the cards to show that. Now that I've done that, so it'll look like that. This one would look like that. This one. Something like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll make this 5. So 5 and 3 are the ones. I kind of want to work on these cards a little bit. I really do, now that I've talked about it. All right. So victory points are not given unless we're doing this thing. So that means that this little chingadera here doesn't mean jack, brother. Okay, so let's go. I kind of want to make also a card that does some asymmetry at the very beginning that allows the player to see what small cubes can do. That's giving the player 1 more cube though. So it would be like giving players, like this player would get like a red small one because of the card. It's not bad. So let me see about let's just call them persona cards, or first thing I'm gonna do is select that, and we'll go ahead and open up some cards. If Dave watches this video, he was there. He was there. It was our first time that I met Dave, and he got to see my first game. And what's funny is that like Dave's like he's a really cool dude, and he's like, what they're trying to do and what you're trying to do is different game wise. Don't worry about what she says. Don't worry that she pretty much like hated it. Don't worry about it. And that was cool of him to say that. I don't. I took it to heart though what was said because it helped. I didn't want to compete as far when I mean compete like design games only for my game group, and I didn't want to design games just um, for people that already liked whatever I was gonna do. I wanted to design games competing against the best. So, what better than to get to play with a playtester that has played with some of the best? Okay, so my story with Splotter is um, not good, and that's great. It's like imagine having like an idol, like design idols, and they think what you do is shit. Pretty much, that's where I'm at. Um, One of the Splotter dudes read the cost and pretty much said, "Hey, I get it. I'm not into it." Just from the rule read and rated it like a 6 or some shit. Although, now knowing the European system versus the American system, that's not high praise, but it's not as bad as a D. It's still not great. But it's better than if an American had done it. Because an American gives you a six. Boy, howdy. That's pretty bad. Okay, so these are persona cards. Let's just call it persona. Let's give it a minus what? We'll make them 2s. Let's go impact. So maybe, it would be cool to have a hand, so like this would be the thing you get every turn. That's kind of cool. Kinda. Let's do that. We'll do it like that. Oh, these need to be lower. All right, these are your persona cards. There's an Exodus song called Persona Non Grata. So, a friend, Brant, was having a bad birthday. I don't remember what birthday it was. And Exodus was in Lubbock, which is, an hour away. Exodus is a thrash band, and they did that song Persona Non Grata. They're known for a Piranha song. So kind of cheesy. They're from California, somewhere around the thrash world. So I think L.A., but probably not. Who knows? Somewhere like that. They're old dudes. I played thrash. Anyway, they were playing Lubbock. Our roommate Brent, best friend. I'm like, hey man, it's your birthday, and he wasn't feeling great. Well, like feeling great isn't depressed. I'm like, dude, let's go check out Exodus. He's like, nah, I'm not really into Exodus. I go, yeah, but it's your birthday, man. Let's just have a good time. It's your birthday. Seeing Exodus is better than not seeing anything at all. So we talk him into it. So me, my ex-wife, and Bryant go to see Exodus. And we have a good time seeing the opening bands, and Exodus taking their sweet time to come on. So I decide to ask them to give a shout out to Brant for his birthday, because it's his birthday. And they're like, yeah, no problem. We'll fucking do that. And they do. Well, the bassist, though, when I'm asking the band to do this, the bassist is like, we'll do it for $100. I'm like, what? This is the first time I've ever been told by a band, hey, pay me $100 and I'll do this. But everybody else was cool in the band. They're like, yeah, we'll do it, man, no problem. And they gave a shout out, and we got them lots of drinks. Not Brent. Well, we got Brent lots of drinks, but we also got Exodus lots of drinks as well for doing that. Solid. I don't know how I feel about the bassist Well, I know how I feel. I don't know if I should feel that way. I didn't like that he was like, $100, man. Because not that he didn't deserve $100. Not for that, but I mean just playing. There's 100 ways he could have gone about it, though. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately is, like, I put a lot of barriers between me and the people who want money. So, like, let's talk about like a homeless person. A homeless person comes up to me, and it's all in the how they ask. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to make them perform necessarily. I just like, okay, don't ask for money as a person. Well, okay, if you come up asking for money, like you're deadpanning for cash, and we're at a restaurant, my first suggestion is, hey man, I'll buy you whatever you want on that menu. I will feed you, no problem. But if you ask for money, we're at the restaurant. I can use a card. I don't like, if I have cash in my pocket, it is usually for an emergency. So I'm not trying to be a dick, but we're at a restaurant, so I will buy you whatever you want to eat. I will spend more than I would have given you to feed you. And not that I want to dictate what you do with the money. It's just we're in front of a restaurant, bro. I can take you up. I can hook you up, man. Hey, what's up, Todd? What are you up to, man? I'm just talking shit. It's like the other day, it's been about a month. A dude came up to me, and I was at the grocery store, or I was in front of a drive-in or something, and he's like, hey man, you got any cash, dude, that I can have? And I was like, nah, I'm sorry, man, I can buy you whatever's on the menu though, no problem, I will get you whatever you want. I wasn't trying to be a dick. Had he asked me for cigarettes, I'd have bought him a pack of cigarettes. Had he said, hey man, I really want to drink, I feel you. When I was a kid, I used to drink like a motherfucker. Not as an adult, I used to drink like a motherfucker, but as a kid, it was hard to get alcohol. So, if you want a case of beer, no fucking problem. Let's get you a case of beer, because at least someone can enjoy it. Now, if you want drugs, depending on the drug. I'm not trying to dictate what you do with the money. It's all in the delivery of the question. Let's just say you're an honest person and you say, "Hey, man, I'm hooked on drugs. I really need some drugs, and with the money you give me, I'm gonna drink some drugs. I'm gonna do some drugs, right?" I think I could live with that. I think I could hook you up. Something about the honesty to it. I know it's fucked up. Trust me, I know it's fucked up. It's always a trip when you go to the store, and you have a situation where somebody's asking for or needing, assistance, money assistance, and you're like, you want to help them, but then like you like see their rings on their fingers, and you're like, man, I don't even have jewelry. I'm not trying to judge you, but I just feel like when I get into dire straits, I'm selling my jewelry, I'm selling my games, I'm selling anything worth of anything. Okay, so here are the persona cards after I've pissed off everybody. So let's say they get a persona card, we'll flip that. Persona card, they flip that. Alright, so they get a green at 2, which is cool. They get this green at 2, and then they'll draw 3 planning cards. Oh, let's go ahead and shuffle that shit. Flip. Flip, flip, flip. And let's take, this is somewhere in the middle, so let's just take this card, which is a green at -1, and then it's a gray at -1, and a blue, which is this one, at a -1. It's a lot of nice cubes, a lot of nice things to do. So the question would be, okay, so let's say you're a dude, and this is a dumb question. This is a comedic question. You're a dude, right? You're going to get a burger, you just got paid, you're making minimum wage, you made like, what, 200, 250? I don't know what minimum wage pays for a hard work week. You're about to go get you some Burger King, some dude outside with a girlfriend. So a dude with a girlfriend, you're a dude with a girlfriend, and the girlfriend might be scuffied up, like dirty, with dirt. Not like dirty sexy, but dirty, like with dirt and stuff on her face. But she's definitely hot. So he's got a hot, dirty chick. And then he asks you to spare some change, bro. I don't know why that would be tough for me. Like, you've got the hot chick. I'm single. I'm getting Burger King. I had to work, work for the man for a week. You don't have, well, I don't know what your situation is, but whatever it is, you have a girlfriend. Have her ask for it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. Oh, that's always fucked up whenever. I remember going to Austin and going to a board game convention, and then we had to leave the convention. We were going to HEB, which is a thing here in the South, a grocery store with almost everything in it. So we go to this grocery store, and I think we're just gonna get provisions, right? We go to get provisions, and this chick bends over. It's me and another girl, and then this chick next over us with the cart, like pushing the cart into the thing, bends over, and you can just see her from behind, and she is attractive, like really attractive from behind. Like she had a very good leg. She had really short shorts, and she was bent over, and like she looked attractive, And I was with somebody, so of course I looked away. I'm trying to be very respectful. You know, I caught a slight glimpse, enough to know that this person is something I should not look in that direction. Otherwise, I'm gonna get my ass in trouble. Just look forward. You know, put the blinders on. It's all good. I don't mind. I don't want to. I don't want to make the person I'm with feel like they're not attractive by looking at this chick or whatever. So after this cart thing, as we pull up, there's this bent over girl at the cart. She turns around, and as we're trying to go to HEB, she turns around and she hits up me in front of my girl at the time. She comes over towards me, and she's like squishing her boobs together, asking for cash, asking if you have any cash to spare, or whatever. And then, let's just say she wasn't pretty. And I don't mean just to be superficial. I mean like the drugs had definitely taken a number on her face. She had been picking at her face, and there was definitely a drug situation, or it looked like a drug situation. Maybe it was mentally ill situation, whatever. She'd been picking at her face, so her face was pretty scarred up. And I'm like, nah, I'm sorry. And one reason to say I'm sorry I didn't have any cash was because if I gave her even a cent, the girl that I was with would have given me shit for doing it. She would have been like, why are you giving her money? Even though this person was, obviously strung out on drugs, it seemed, but whatever, she had a problem and she needed cash. Because she had that awesome backside and because she had big boobs, there's no way I could give her a dime. And she played the wrong tactic by coming to me. Had I been a single dude, probably a good tactic to do. I don't know, but there's no way I couldn't even inch towards my pocket to give change. Not that I would have, but dude, I would have been dead. I would have been fucking dead. And then the person that I'm with, she has the gall to be like, yeah, I'll give you some change. And she gives her some money. Like, if I had done that, I would have been in trouble. And the money that she had was my change anyway. So it was all kinds of fucked up. And I don't mean like all the money we had was my money. I mean like I asked her to get me something. I gave her some cash to get it for me. She never gave me the change, and that change in her pocket was fucking mine. She never gave me back my change. Fucked up, man. I don't know. After that, this woman only concentrated on the person I was with. She was only boobing towards her, but strange. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about that for. Maybe I think it's more interesting than what I'm doing here. Okay, so this character, this thing has this card, and it'll have this card for the rest of the game. These cards it will not have for the rest of the game. We did it. Boom, they're going to decide what they're going to do. Problem that I have right now is, okay, so what we're going to do is we know is this the card that I used? No, it was the one with the green on it. Green and gray. So this card. So let's get this card and let's take this shit off of there. So we'll take this. Oh, I even did the wrong one. Because it would have been a green. I mean, it would have been a purple, I think. Yeah, it would have been a purple. So instead of this, it would have been this. Okay, so here it is. Remember they got the green one. We'll put that on the top. Did I get one to these guys? It's the red. Flip. Flip. Let's overwrite this thing. Make sure that it's overwritten. I know I did that twice. Alright. Then it was this one's. Oh, what the fudge you have that under there for? They have a green. This one's the one with the red. And what's this one? Okay, so they have this stuff. Where'd you go, Todd, man? Why can't you just chill out for a moment and talk? Talk about some crazy shit about people asking you for money. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this before I start playing. I'm going to talk about this. And had I not said anything controversial before or fucked up before, here it is. Okay, so I run the board game group, or I don't really run it anymore. It's mine. I'm the one who created it, and there's people who run it, and they basically treat it like it's theirs, except I make the revenue because I'm the one who advertises on the page, on the Facebook page, which you're probably not supposed to do. And here I am on tape talking about it, but whatever. I don't give a shit. Fucking burn it down. I've been having trouble with the board game group and trying to get paid. Advertisers have been real fucking stingy. Anyway, okay, so in the early days, we were a community, and in this community, we all knew each other. That's how we were a community. Okay. Several people have had health problems because of the whatever reasons, because board games tend to have unhealthy people, or at least there's a large percentage of board gamers that are unhealthy. I don't know. So there was one who was running the board game group, and he was a heavy-handed admin that I had hired, and he was a pretty good guy. He was trying to help me make the board game group make money, and he was a good dude, sort of. And he got into some health problems, and he lost his job. So he applied for the what is it? There's that thing, the Tom Vassell thing that gives you money if you're in need. Okay, so I'm going to make a lot of accusations. Homeboy had no money, was struggling to make rent. He had health problems. He applied for the Vassell fucking Tom Vassell thing. He gets some money, and then at the same time, he was into Star Wars. Star Wars, the Attack Wing was doing really good. Star Wars TIE Fighter was doing really good. I don't think it was called Attack Wing. I forgot what Star Wars version of Attack Wing was. Anyway, they were doing good. He was into it, and he was buying ships. He didn't have money. Okay. Let's just say he got money in, and he also got the Vassal money in, so he can do whatever he wants to with his own money. But it's not a very good look for him to be asking for money and then buying these toys. My problem with board games and the hobby thing is that it really is an addiction. Like, I've seen a lot of people, it's just board games or whatever, but then they're like buying shit tons and just collecting them and stuff. So this really looked like an addictive thing. He looked like he was spending that money to get toys. And then when we called him out on it, he just said that he tried to come up with other ways that he came up with the money. And it's like, yes, but the reason why you had the extra money, if that was the case, is because you got that money from that relief fund. The other thing, and this is what the point was, the other time in this small community, we had people that had health issues, and they would ask for the community to help them out. They would make like GoFundMes or whatever. Help me out. Help me out. I'm not doing well or whatever. But they never put their games up for sale. And like I said, it's an addiction. Board games are an addiction, or they can be an addiction. So, and it's their hobby. It's the one thing they don't want to get rid of. So my first rule is, you know, if you ask for money at a crowdfunding thing, and I will ask, did you ask your friends and family? Not because I think you should, but because if I'm going to support you, I can only look inward, and I can only look inward as an example. And as inward as an example is before I ask anybody for help, friends and family who are hit up. If something happens and I need some help, those are the people that I'm going to ask, friends and family. Next, I'm going to sell anything of value that I can't live with. And board games are a luxury, and I'll sell my fucking collection. I'm going to be sneaky and try to keep the little bitty bits that really mean something to me, but in general, I'm going to sell most of it. I'm going to have very little left over, or it didn't sell. You know, I'm not by me just being a jackass and raising the price. That's an important thing. So after I do those things, then maybe I'll go to crowdfunding. If I can come up with some other ideas, I might do local crowdfunding. I might do a local raffle. I don't know. I might do a bunch of local shit first, and then maybe go to the board game community and say, can I borrow some cash or whatever? I can see the appeal of it, and that's maybe why I take umbrage with the issue. So, if you wanted a reason not to like me, there it is. That I think people should be responsible first for whatever their ailments, whatever problems that might occur, because we all have problems. Like, let's say you can't make rent or whatever. Sell your games before you come to me. I want to see your trip, because if you can't make the distinction between luxury and survival, the money that you're giving for rent this time more than likely is not going to help in the long run. You still have the main problem that you value games too high. Your addiction. All right, so hate me for making that statement. I know it's not going to be popular. I only have 4 viewers. I don't think Dave will be fucking upset. If Sarah, which is one of the other viewers, if she watches it right now, we're not like exactly happy with each other. We're having a little spat, so not a little spat, a big spat. And if she listens to it, of course, she already knows my views, so that's not going to be a big deal. Todd knows I'm messed up in the head. So there's a couple of lurkers that I don't know if they watch the stuff and if they'll have any opinion. If they actually watch it for the board game design, I'll get to it. Give me a second. Just fast forward. I hope you fast forwarded to the bullshit. All right, let's go. The problem with doing it this way is I can't see the checks. Son of a bitch. Okay, so this one has a check on the first one. I want to do one that's going to be hard for the other player and gives me a good reward. So we'll do this one. So if we want to do this one, I'll move this deck over here. This little bitty baby deck. We'll use C. We'll say C is here. What? Put this here. Put this here. What? I'm in the mood to play my potion erotica game. It's like Potionomics. Can't wait to play it. I've been meaning to play it at work the last 2 days, but haven't had a chance. All right, so this is what the board looks like. I need a green and a red, or a green and a green. A green and green would be cool. I'm here. I need a purple I need to actually play a purple sometime. So let's go. This would be, we want purples. So we want to save a green, so we'll save that green to be purple. So let's go with the 6 green and this 4 green. Okay, so this 4 green is for this one. So I get one of these 4s, and I'll put it here. And that'll give me 3 sad faces. Then, it's because there's not enough days in the first of the week. And then we'll do this 5 green. Well, let's do this 6 green. This will also be green. It goes there. Excuse me. And that's another 3. So that's 6 total. And that gets turned over. Got a dog doing weird stuff. This is C. That gives us a check mark here, and that gives us this here. Okay, their turn would go next. These 2 would come back, because that's what they used. This green one goes here, and then they go green to purple here. They switch this one out, make that purple, okay? Then they put this one. If they do this, they can switch this one out with this one, so they're going to go heavy coins. And coins will unlock more sad faces, and that's what they'll do. Okay, this one. Trying to set these guys up. I need to see what the hell this dog's doing. Okay, I'll be right back. So I had a dog attack a food bag. He had already eaten. They have food. He just found a bag. He attacked it, brought it to his own area, and he was eating out of the bag. And he's same food, exact same food is in his bowl. Crazy ass dog. Okay, got these 3. We'll do this one, which is, well, what do they want? They know they're doing they want to do books if they can. So we'll do this thing, and we'll do, that's a blue at -1, 2 greens at -1, which is cool, a red at 2. Okay, this goes away. Okay, so this one is really hard to do. It's a 3. If I do the 3, it's going to take 3 purple, so it's going to take 5 total. 1, 2 purple. I don't have 3 purple to make that happen. I gotta think about how that failing contract's gonna work, because I can already see problems. I'm gonna play the rest of this round like you can't fail contracts. So we'll put these back in here. The failing contracts is to be continued. Maybe you can't fail them. Maybe it's just delaying them. I don't know. If we figure out something different, we'll do it. We're basically going through the other systems, and we'll figure it out from there. Let's go to the one that's actually here. Here. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so that one's hard to do. This one sucks because of that. Let's go ahead and do this one, but that might make them where they go for a book second, and that puts us with a coin later. We could spend one of these green fours to draw a card. It's an interesting one. So this one's more difficult. It's not too bad. So let's go here. It's going to be a red and a green. Let's do a 4 green, which will be this, and that'll give me 1 sad face, if I can find it. Okay, and that's a green, which is over here. Then I need a red. I'm going to do a red 5, a red 5. And we'll just put that there for now. These are going to come back and they're going to go here. And that flips this one over. That is a B. And that gives that player one of these. Let's look at what we're going to do here. By doing this, it will allow us to do 2 to 1, which that kind of sucks. This will let me switch, but I don't want to. This would be green purple, so I could turn this green into a purple, and this one will let me turn a blue into a red, or a red into a blue. Or let's go ahead and I could do this, and we'll go ahead and move that one there. We'll make it a 1 size. This sucks right here. Because what I could do is 2 of these, and that could be bam, bam, and that's a victory point at least. But that also means, oops. That this one is back to green. Cool. This one, now they go. And these are what they're looking at. Obviously I want to do this one. This one's going to take 5, 3 of them purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can pull it off. There has to be incentive for doing a 3 length. I already took out the incentive that I just given them for doing that and getting extra choices with cubes. And if we did it with like something like a cube draw or something, that would be bad. Yeah, I gotta figure that out. That puts us in a bad space as far as trying to figure out this game. Because I could do this middle thing and I would get the coin. The coin is better than that. But if I'm looking up here, compared to what they can get, yeah, this is the better deal. And that's by making the top selections not that great and making the bottom ones much better. I'm trying to take note. I don't want that one because of that. So we'll do this one. This is C. We're going to try to do it here. To do it there, I need 3 purple. So it's going to take a 5. Oh, shit. I probably don't have the room for it. Maybe. Fuck. Purple, purple, purple. 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't have the shit to do it. Can I do a 4? 1, 2. No. If I had a smaller thing, maybe. So that forces us to do this one. This is a blue and a green. So that's a 5. And another 5. So that's this 5. And this 5. And that turns this over. That gets here. Okay. Oh, and then these come. A red can turn into a green. I kind of like that idea. So red turns into a green to go here. And then, or put that back as a red and go here and trade this one out for another coin, and then here this one is turn 1 in for another one, or -1. If I did -1, that's not bad. I don't have to do -1 though. I could do there, and let's get another day off. And then do that? I draw a card. Okay, this 5 and that made that card come out, so we're good. Okay, so these people have 1, 2, 3. They could do 2, 3, 4. Maybe something interesting in a line. They could do 1, 2, 3, 4. So they could do 4 total. So they could do this middle section, which means they could get this. This is so worth it though. Book. They need to do books anyway. So to do this, to get this book, they need a purple and 2 of any color. So the purple is 4. No, purple's a 5. Okay, 5, that's a purple, and then 2 colorless, 2 of any color. Four, 5, 6. So we do 4 and a green, and then a 2 red. And on that purple that I did, this is a purple, we'll say green, then a red. That does everything. And then when we do, oh shit, I think this was there, so I'll take a blue instead. Yep. And then this blue one, let us do this. That's a book. Then purple, blue, and red. It is one of these two. Which one was it? It's this one. Goes like that. It's sad not doing the sad face. I mean the points, because it feels like it should be that. Yeah, so that is that there. We'll get our bonus. Then we're back over here. They want to do a purple, so they're going to draw a card with a purple. Purple 5, which will allow them to do this for a coin. And that's going to draw a card. Okay, so in a minute I'll do this thing. Over here, we've got the 3 that we use for that, which are these 3. We got green, green, gray. Let's turn blue into purple. Okay. Or yeah, we'll do that. Then here we'll do, oh wait, I haven't done this one. That's just happens to be, oh no, that's that one. Here we'll get a day off. They have 6 unhappy faces. I don't know why I haven't written that out. Okay, so another day off. Then they have this one, which they will do a book. Okay, so here we go. They don't have any times off or days, so they're done. Come back here. They could try to do this one, which would be purple, purple. There's one purple for 6, 7. It's probably too aggressive. I don't think I could do. Oh no, I can't do both of that. There's one purple. Can't do 2 purples. So here I'll draw a card as well. We'll use a 4 green. And then we'll have this here. And then we'll go ahead and use this one to give me another book. Pretty sweet. Back here, nothing. Back here, nothing. They need to get this back. So they can't do another book, so they'll do a coin. Or should they do... They'll do one of these. And that would be 1 light bulb. I guess they could have gone more into... They could have turned this to a 5. No, that would have killed them. They need a... They could do this and this. And that puts them all the way at the 10. One of those probably went over there, so they probably got 10. Well, no, because then they would have been fucked up anyway. Okay, so let's say it's the next turn. This stuff comes over here. This 5 goes here, 4 goes here, 5 goes here, 4, 4, 2. These are gone. This 4 goes here, 6 goes there, 5. Okay, drink some water. Okay, then let's go ahead and get our stuff. Oh, no, we're not getting our stuff. So we're going to spend. Okay, books allow us to get these. I'm going to get a red 2. My reds are here. So I could start making victory points in red pretty quick and use these to move these. So cool. So we're going to do that. So we're going to use... We're going to do a light bulb strategy. 1, 2 books to get light bulb. I'm going to spend 2 books to get this red. Or I could do this. Yeah, we'll do this instead, which allows us to duplicate. Okay, and then I've got 10, which is 4 to 1 unhappies. So In order to move that red one, it takes 2, so that's let's go 8. That's 8, I think. 8, which gives us 2 light bulbs. And we'll move this one, because there's 2 light bulbs. And we'll spend 1 light bulb to move this right here. And then we've got 2 sad faces that does nothing. Cool. I guess I should just set up this one. I guess they only got 1. Yeah, that coin, 1 coin. Suck. 1 coin, 1, 2, 3, 4. And they'll unlock that. All right, here we are. We get another red 2. Okay, these go here. Then a gray here. And then a light bulb. And then another light bulb. Oh, and the red, when it came in, it goes here. They're going to draw 3 cards. That's interesting. So let's do that one, which would be a purple at -1. Then a gray at -1. And then one of these at -1. Oops. Hit the shit out of that. Let's see. Oh, I forgot again. I chose this one. And I'm going to choose this one as well, because we get 2. Purple at -1. And a green at -1. And a blue at -1, which is a blue is a book. -1. That's what she looks like. To get this one, I need a lot of purple. I can do it. To take C to here, I need 3 purple. That's 4, 4. I could go 4, 4, 5, or I could go 5, 6, 6. Let's do that instead. 6, 6, 5. Oh, we need to do it over here. It's 1, 2, 2 purple. Oh, I don't have 2 purple. Five, and then 2 colors, and then another. could do that, which means I can't screw up anymore. So if I did that, oh, I can't do that many anymore. We'll do it like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 purple. Okay, hold on. 6 purple. Call that purple. Purple. Now only 2 purples. Purple, purple. Blue. And a green. And then we'll do that for the blue. So the blue 5. Oh shit. Shouldn't have took them off that thing. Blue. That one's a 6. I should probably stop because my mind's preoccupied with thinking about fixes and changes. So I'm not thinking clearly. Anyway, let me go back. So I think here. Let me see if the persona cards are there. They're not. We're ready to start playing. Oh, this one has a persona card, so let's do that. That's all good. All right, that was good designing. I might come back and do. I'm either gonna do some more of this or some pushing explosion, or not pushing. It's not called explosion, but you know my pushing game. We'll see. Anyway, see you in a few.